You probably think a snake is looking at you. When a snake turns its head in your direction, when it tracks your movement with its eyes, when it fixes its gaze on you, you assume you are being seen. But researchers suggest what a snake is actually doing may be something far stranger and far more alien than simply looking. A snake is not seeing you, it may be sensing your heat. To understand what a snake thinks of a human, you have to understand something fundamental. Snakes may not experience vision the way we do at all. Humans have eyes on the front of our heads. We see in color, we perceive depth. Our visual world is built on light reflecting off surfaces and entering our eyes. It is so familiar to us that we assume it is the default way to see. But snakes may see the world through a completely different sensory system, one built not around light, but around heat. Most snakes have specialized organs called pit organs, usually located along the sides of their mouths. These pits contain extremely sensitive heat-detecting sensors. Researchers suggest these organs may be up to 10 times more sensitive to thermal imaging technology humans have created. Think about the difference. You see a person across the room as a shape, an outline, a face. A snake may sense that same person as a moving heat map, not as a creature with a face or a body in the way you understand it, as a source of thermal energy moving through its environment. You have hands, you have fingers, you can grab, manipulate, feel texture. A snake has none of these. Your entire evolutionary history is built around the ability to grasp and manipulate objects with your appendages. A snake has no hands, no feet, no way to grasp or hold. Its entire body is muscle and scale, optimized for one thing: movement through spaces too small for creatures with limbs. When you look at a snake, you are looking at a creature that experiences the world in a way that has almost no overlap with how you experience it. You navigate a world of sight and touch and manipulation. A snake may navigate a world of heat, vibration, and chemical signals.
Now, what happens when a human enters a snake's environment? If you were a warm-blooded mammal at body temperature around 98 degrees and a snake is a cold-blooded reptile at ambient temperature, researchers suggest you may appear to the snake as a moving heat source, not threatening, not friendly, not recognizable as any category the snake has evolved to understand. You are thermal noise. You are a warm shape moving through the environment. But here's where it gets interesting. A snake also senses the world through vibration. Many snakes have extremely sensitive hearing through vibration detection. They feel the ground, the air pressure, the subtle shifts in their environment through sensors along their jawline. Researchers suggest that when you walk, you create vibrations that a snake can detect long before you are visually near it. So what does a snake actually think when a human is approaching? It may be detecting a vibration pattern it does not recognize, a heat signature moving at an unusual speed, a size and temperature profile that does not match anything in its evolutionary experience. Here is an obvious question you're probably asking. If snakes do not see us clearly, why do they strike? Why do they bite? Why do they seem to react to us at all? The answer may come down to threat assessment, not recognition. A snake that feels vibrations approaching, that detects an unusual thermal signature, may interpret this as a potential threat to its own survival, not because it understands that a human is a human, but because something large and warm is moving in ways that suggest unpredictability. The snake may not know what you are, but it may know that you are something to be cautious about. In some cases, if a snake is in a confined space or protecting a nest, researchers suggest it may strike defensively without ever seeing you in any meaningful sense. It may be responding to the thermal and vibrational disturbance you represent, not to you as an individual entity.
Snakes also have a chemical sense that humans find almost impossible to imagine. Through a specialized organ called the vomeronasal organ, snakes can detect chemical particles in the air and ground with extraordinary precision. They literally taste the air. This means a snake may know you're approaching before you are even visible or close enough to create vibrations. It may sense the chemical signature of your skin, your breath, the oils and scents your body releases, all before any visual or thermal contact occurs. Researchers suggest this chemical sensing may be the primary way a snake understands its world, not through the visual detail you rely on, not through the thermal imaging you now know about, but through an olfactory landscape so rich and detailed that it would be completely foreign to human experience. So what does this suggest about how snakes actually experience humans? It may be less about fear or recognition and more about constant sensory input that may or may not be classified as significant. You are a heat source. You are a vibration pattern. You are a chemical signature. You are a moving shape in the snake's thermal field of vision. But you are probably not a person to a snake. You are not even an individual. You may be categoryless. You may be a phenomenon the snake responds to based purely on immediate sensory input, without any deeper understanding of what you represent. Snakes have existed for over 100 million years. Humans have existed for roughly 300,000. For almost the entire evolutionary history of snakes, there were no humans to evolve recognition systems for. So a snake encountering a human may not be drawing on instinct about humans specifically. It may be drawing on much more basic survival responses. Is this warm thing moving in a way that threatens me? Is this vibration pattern familiar or unfamiliar? Is this chemical signature associated with food or with danger?
And here is what might be the most humbling part of all. A snake does not see your face. It does not recognize your expression. It does not understand your intentions through any visual cue. It cannot read the difference between a kind hand and a threatening one because it does not see hands. It does not see kindness or aggression as visual states. All it may know is heat, vibration, and scent. Perhaps that is what it means to be truly alien to another creature. Not to be feared or respected or understood, but to be incomprehensible. To be a thermal event in another being's landscape. To be a vibration that may or may not mean anything at all. The snake is not thinking about you. It may be sensing you. And sometimes that is a very different thing.